everyone, and welcome to the last lesson in this course. If you haven't done so yet, I'd like you to please stop and edit your game. Add some of your own flavor. See what you can come up with. And after you do, come back. Okay, now you're back. I assume that you've added a whole bunch of cool stuff to your game. So I'm just going to go over several little edits that I did where you couldn't see. I didn't want to waste your time just watching me make minor little tweaks, but I do want to explain them really quick. So on our main screen, I scaled the main text here up using our scale thing. I added a little animation, a little floaty animation to it, so it gets bigger and smaller. Then I added our frog here, our frog player with our little bouncy thing, and I put it at an X of 25. So whenever I turn it on, he's going to bounce across. There we go. Other things that I did, I added several other bouncy boxes. Let's go to our levels. Level 1. I actually changed level 1 and level 2. I like this forest more, so we made this to level 1. So several things I did here. I added spikes all over the place. I added upside down spikes, bigger spikes, smaller spikes, sideways spikes, just kind of spikes everywhere. We also added a couple bouncy boxes in strategic locations, including this is a little bouncy box jumping mechanic. And then something very important I did here is I created a tutorial without letting the player know it's a tutorial. So if I start the game here, so we have here this coin with this spike above it. We're not tall enough, so they're naturally going to jump. But even if they don't, we want to have this hazard right in the very beginning, because if they go to game over, they can start immediately, and they're not frustrated for not knowing a mechanic halfway through the level that can instantly kill them. You have to be really careful with instant kills. And here, oh no, I can't get it, but they'll eventually figure out they can double jump. You might want to put a little sign there or something that lets them know, just in case. And then over here, we say, oh, more spikes. So we now know there's more spikes in the level. It's something we're going to have to keep looking out for. Oh, I can see coins up there that I can't get yet, so I'm going to come over to here. I'm going to come over here. You're gradually teaching. Oh, there's more spikes. You're gradually teaching. Now it's more difficult. We've seen enough spikes to know they're dangerous. Now we're going to challenge them with this new mechanic. We want to get this coin. We don't know what this is, but we know we can jump on platforms. So I jump over here, and boom, I get launched. I've just taught them a new mechanic safely without them dying. So you want to, when possible, teach a mechanic. After you teach a mechanic, challenge them on the mechanic. So a good mechanic in games is to teach players without explicitly telling them. If you can do that, it means you've got a truly good tutorial mechanic. We also tweaked several things like rotation, size, color here and there. I reduced the background music and I reduced the player's jump sound. The player's jump sound was a little bit too high. I also went into the player prefab over here and I reduced his gravity from 5 to 4, I believe it was, to give him a little bit more of a floaty jump. Yeah, there it is. Let's see here. I added additional platforms. I used scale, rotation, flip X, flip Y, etc. on the spikes and some of the platforms. To level 2, which was formerly level 1, I added a little spike path, and now we have two paths we can go across. We can go across the ones where you can die from spikes or the ones where you can die from cliffs. It gives players a choice, and at the end there, they can collect the other boxes. And then for our You Win screen, I added this little bouncing. So it gives you a fun little animation at the end. It sounds kind of happy. And I also added a little Easter egg. This is actually our player, so they may not know it, but they can actually control this. There we go. I held left and he bounced off. But fun little Easter eggs like that are really fun. If your player base finds them out, they'll be really happy to show their friends that. And then finally, our game over, I just pulled out several of our art pieces and I added a rigid body 2D, a box collider, and a player tag to them, and then put our bouncy boxes down here. I kind of grayed them out a little bit, or alpha'd them out a little bit, so it looks more dark and dreary. So our frogs come, they bounce around, and makes it sound a little bit sadder. And at that, we have our entire game completed. I really look forward to seeing your projects uploaded to whichever platform you like. Hopefully you can send them to me so I can look at them as well. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. But I'm really looking forward to seeing your courses, to seeing your games. So now the last thing we need to do is we need to publish our game. We've come this far, we need to publish our game. So I want to go to File, we're going to go to Build Settings. Make sure every level you have in there is there. Yeah, it's fine. And make that look right. Okay. And now we have several options. So we can do a PC build, which is going to give us an exe file. And if you want to do that, we're just going to click Build, and then it's going to bring you to your Assets folder. I really recommend making a new folder called Builds, because you're probably going to have several builds. Oops, does not exist. Right click, I'm going to go to Create, New Folder, and we're going to call it Builds. So select this, and it's going to take a while. I'll return whenever this is finished. Okay, and it's finished building. And when it's finished building, you'll see this little folder over here. It may take a while. Unity may go unresponsive, but it should be fine. So we can go over here. I can go to Builds. Now we have all of our files here. This application here is going to be the actual thing. So if I double click on that, your game's going to come up. If you want to send this to your friends, go ahead and highlight all of these, right click, go to Send to Compressed File, and it'll make it a zip file. And you can, okay, it's finished, so we can name it whatever we want. I'm going to name it Runny Jumps Platformer. I guess we'll be fine. There we go. And now you can send just this zip file to your friends. They can unzip it and play it. You can upload it to the internet, whatever you'd like to do. And I'd like to give you one more alternate one. If you want to use this on Android, you can click on here, go to Switch Platform, go to Build and Run. After you build this, you can put it directly onto your Android phone and then search for APKs. It may ask you to give special permission because APK files can be dangerous on your phone, but since you built it, you know, it should be fine. And you can play it on Android if you have a controller, a Bluetooth controller set up with it. Finally, if you want to publish it online, we're going to use a WebGL. So you'll click on Switch Platform, Build and Run, and you can upload this to itch.io. Is a really nice website for uploading WebGLs. It's fairly easy to set up. If you have any questions, you can probably send me a message and I can help you with it. But if you have any trouble loading it after you set it up on itch.io, click on Development Build and create it again. WebGLs are very nice, but there's a lot of things that can go wrong. Unity is a robust program. WebGL is pretty robust in that it has to function on all different types of devices. So there's a lot of things that can go wrong. Usually if you hit development build, it's fine. The other option would be removing compression, but usually just development build should be fine. All right. And with that, you've got your whole game. Congratulations, you did it. I wish you the best of luck. I'll see you in the future. Goodbye.